I'm so grateful and so happy to have you here. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of time so you can start to come in. But I just want to share a little bit about myself. Not that it's because it's about myself, but we put this together. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to provide a lot of value in the next year, so that you can start living that life that you always wanted to live, that to have that life that you always wanted to experience. And the truth of the matter is it's accessible for everybody, anybody. And just going back to where I was 5 years ago, let's start with this. 5 years ago, I was doing a job that I didn't really like. I was living a lifestyle that was, on the appearance, really nice, and people thought that I had a great life. But inside, this is where that I was missing something. I was missing that spark. I was missing that thing which basically makes you alive. And this is what I was looking for. Even though that I had all the tools, I had the knowledge, because all of this information that I'm going to share with you over the next year, I already had it, but I was unable to apply it. And this is where I realized there's something missing. There's something that I'm not doing right. So I wanted to really figure out how I'm going to start living this life that I wanted, because I had great success, but at the same time, my best year was my worst year. Now, try to figure that out. And it can start playing with your mind, right? It can start playing with your head. And what I decided to do is, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to truly start living the life, and I'm going to hire someone which it has proven that he knows what he's doing. And I decided to hire Bob Proctor and his company to teach me how to get to where I wanted to go. And from that point, my entire life started changing. So this is what we're going to share today. This is what we're going to share over the next 12 months. And the beauty about everything that we're going to do is you're going to be as well surrounded with a group of people which are either studying this material or wants to know more about this material and wants to get involved with this material. So we created a platform, we created material, we created all kinds of different things that's going to help you to start having the results and make the permanent change that you need to have and you need to bring into your life so you can start living the life that you always wanted to live. So that was a little introduction. I'm so pumped about this series. This is something that we've been thinking, how can we provide more values which is accessible to everybody? Because a lot of people have been telling me is that, Mark, I mean, your products are expensive. But think about it. You trading your life for what you're doing. So how much is your life worth? Have you ever thought about that? And changing your belief around what your life is worth it will change as well your result at the end. So today's session is about purpose, vision, and goal, which is the very first point for you to get the result that you want in your life. So let's dig right in. And I hope that you have a pen and a pad and you're going to start taking some notes, because what I'm going to share with you will be by far the beginning of a great year. And we're on month 6 right now. So what I want you to really think is, what do you have in mind for the rest of 2019? What do you have in mind? And what would you like to accomplish for this year? And most of you have been maybe getting a little bit of results, but you didn't get exactly what you want. So why don't we start creating those results right now? And it starts with your purpose, your vision, and your goal. Okay? So let's start with purpose. What is your purpose? You know, why and what is the definition of purpose? I like the way that I learn what purpose is what brings you out of bed in the morning. Now think about this. When you're waking up in the morning, are you going to a job that you don't like? Are you working for a boss that doesn't care about you? Are you doing things that are not fulfilling you? And if the answer is yes to everything I just said right now, I would like you to start thinking about what is your purpose. Why are you getting out of bed in the morning? And for you, it could be, you know what, I want to inspire the millennials. That could be this. That could be, I want to inspire the entrepreneur which are working in the art field. That could be this. That could be, I want to inspire an entire culture. Or I want to inspire Hollywood with my vision and the way that I'm working. No matter what is that purpose, what it's going to do, it's going to help you to get out of bed in the morning. And that is so powerful. Because from the moment that you're waking up and the moment that you're opening your eyes, you want to get out of bed because you want to start moving toward your purpose. So your purpose is that it's that big, broad idea of why you are on this planet. That is your purpose. So have you thought about that purpose? Have you thought about things that you can do or things that you would like to do? Why are you on this planet? What is your purpose? And let's take someone like Mahatma Gandhi, for example, which I don't think he woke up one day and he says, my purpose is to influence 200 million people. But at some point, he was looking at the invader and he was saying like, this isn't right. This is not the way we should be living here. We should be living free. We should be able to do what we want. We should be able like to have our country back. And from this idea and from the fact that he understood how this world worked, he decided that his purpose will be to influence the population of India and kick the invader out. That was his purpose. That was what he had in his mind. And this is what he wanted to do. And he worked his entire life at make this a reality. Never use weapons. Only with the power of persuasion, with persistence, and with his purpose. Now, I want to read something which is directly aligned to this. And it's going to help you to understand what purpose can do for you and how that you start utilizing the laws which exist and you start utilizing this for yourself. Okay? So you must use your faith and purpose to positively impress your vision upon the formless substance. Now, formless substance, you can call it anything you want. You can call it God, you can call it the universe, infinite intelligence. There's all kind of different name to that. But just use your own belief system on that. Okay? We don't need to put a brand into this. In this particular reading, they call it formless substance, energy. So you must use your faith and purpose to positively impress your vision upon the formless substance, which has the same desire for more life that you have. Wait a second. So the energy field that we live in, God, the universe, infinite intelligence, has the same desire that I have for more life. That's interesting. Does that mean that I'm fully supported on the achievement of my purpose? If you believe that's the case, write yes in the chat. Because there alone, you should feel absolutely ecstatic that you are fully supported to make your purpose a reality. Would you agree? And this vision received from you, which we're going to talk about the vision in a second, sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of action, but directed toward you. Wait a second. Let me repeat that again. And this vision received from you sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of action, but directed toward you. So, does that mean that from the moment that my purpose is clear, it's going to start creating a chain of effect which will bring those action and will bring those channels, so it's going to open path to bring this to me? Is that what I'm reading here? So, not only the infinite intelligence, God, the formless substance, energy, the universe, is on your side, but is helping you and create and open channels to bring to you that purpose. It is not your part, and that is probably the most important. It is not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. How many times have you tried to control the response from other people, or the response from how things gonna unfold? How are you gonna make your goal a reality? And if you're trying to do this, what I'm hearing here is you're messing up the process. Imagine that. So it is not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. That's not your part. All you have to do with that is to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. Man, this is so beautiful. And it's just perfectly aligned with what we're talking about here. So the first thing is your purpose. Why are you waking up? Why are you getting out of bed in the morning? And from the moment that you get out of bed with this feeling that, oh my God, you know, what I'm doing is absolutely phenomenal. I'm having such a great life. And I want to make this a reality. Well, you start moving into action. You start like advancing. And you should advance with all this confidence because you know that you are guided. You're supported. The infinite intelligence, God, is following you, is helping you, is opening the path for you. So you should feel supported. You should feel loved. You should feel that you are absolutely in control of what's happening because you are guided. Okay? So that is the first step. Now your vision. Your vision is the started clarifying this image of the purpose. So how it's going to look like to live this life. And for this, you need to use one of your highest faculty, which is called imagination. And we're going to give you a tool later on, which you're going to be able to start working with your imagination and start playing with this idea of how is my life will look like? What is the vision of what I want to see? What am I envisioning? And there's another step into this, which is called visioneering. And when you start visioneering, when you start creating the vision, but in action, well, that's what visioneering is, and taking daily moment to create the proper conditions to bring to you, again, those channels to open the path to where you want to go, all of a sudden, everything becomes with ease. Not that it's necessarily easy, which I want to believe that life is easy. I want to believe that walking toward my goal is easy. But you're going to create ease on that path to get to your vision, to make your purpose a reality. Okay? So that is the second step. So your vision is more of a clear image of what you want to create. And that vision needs to be so clear that if you would share your vision with someone else, the other person would have the duplicate the exact same image in their mind that the one you have. And I'll give you an example on how this works. What if I say to you, Mona Lisa? What image come into your mind? What image come to the screen of your mind? Now you're going to realize that probably most of you have the same image. Most of us are seeing the very same thing when we say Mona Lisa. So when I'm saying this about your goal and your vision, more about your vision, right? When I say this about your vision, you should have that image so clear, the same way that when I say Mona Lisa. That is when your vision is clear. You see the color, you see the texture, you see the form, you see the density, you see the depth, you smell it, you taste it, you touch it, you feel it. All of those emotions need to be in the picture. Because the more vivid this picture is, the clearer it becomes. And the more you are impressing that idea upon form of substance. God, infinite intelligence. Now, God would always give you anything you want. The problem is most people are not giving a clear picture of what they want. I'll give you an example, and this is beautiful. Listen to this. So, while I was with my wife, we were in bed and reflecting about how we want our week to unfold, right? So we start imagining and start visioning on what we want, and we declare, okay, I would like to have this. I would like to have 2 sales paid in full tomorrow. And I'm seeing this, and I'm very clear. You know, I have this image in my mind, and it's just beautiful. Now, the next day, the day passes. You know, I'm on the phone, and I'm reaching prospect. I'm talking to clients. I'm sending as well love, and I'm in the right frame of mind to make that picture a reality. Now, the day passes, and the day advances, and as we arrive at the end of the day, I'm just thinking, geez, I didn't get the goal. I didn't get what I envisioned. So I didn't beat up myself, which, by the way, you should never do. You should never put yourself down. That internal dialogue that you have with yourself is key. It should always be empowering and never detrimental. Ever. Because if you think negatively about yourself, what you're sending is you're impressing negative thought upon your subconscious mind. And some of those negative thoughts are growing. Now, if you have one negative thought, don't worry, it's through that repetition. But if you're saying those things when you're doing something not so good, and you're used to do that, and you're continuously doing this, you probably have created a monster there, which you don't even realize that monster is holding you back. So it's very important to never put yourself down. Okay? So just observe what is happening and how can you make a change into that. So I'm like, okay, so I guess I did not manifest it properly. I didn't think properly about what I wanted. So that same night, the second night, I'm thinking, okay, I want 2 sales paid in full, and then envision this, and I was like really getting myself involved with that idea and really feel it, right? So I go to bed, and then the next day I'm advancing, and well, the day goes and the day advances, and it's just continuing, and then all of a sudden I just realized, wait a second, I had 2 deals. They were small deals, tiny deals. They were not the deals that I anticipated, but because my image of that vision wasn't clear, and I did not declare with clarity what really I wanted, I got something different. Because I didn't specify I wanted a big deal, then I got a small deal. I didn't specify I wanted this type of deal. I still got 2 deals. Those 2 days, I got 2 deals those 2 days. And actually, before I even woke up, those deals were already there. But I was not precise on what type of deal I wanted. So it's like if you say to God, the universe, infinite intelligence, formless substance, you say, you know what, I would like to have, I'm going to send you a letter. And then you put the letter of the alphabet in the alphabetical order, and then you send it. And it says like, please give me like, decode what I'm trying to say, and then give it to me. Do you think you're going to receive what you want? If you're sending a letter to a friend, and you're sending the letter of the alphabet in their order, and you say like, did you get my message? What do you think your friend's going to say? Now, probably some of you are just laughing right now. You're just like, Mark, but I mean, this is nonsense. Like, why are you saying this? Well, this is the way you are impressing your vision upon formless substance. This is the way you're impressing your vision to God, to the universe, to infinite intelligence. So, are you really expecting him or it to give what you want if you're not very clear? Really? And I know now, like, some of you are just going crazy. It's just like, oh my God. So think about it. If you're sending a letter to a friend, and you send him the letter of the alphabet, and you said, decode this for me, please. It's going to say you're crazy. Well, God says the same thing to you. You're crazy. Be clearer. I'm going to give you exactly what you want. Every time. No exception. But you need to be clear, my friend. Wow. Now, all of you right now, just because you heard that, this might be the best advice you had in your entire life. But the thing is, most of you won't do it. You're not going to spend the time to clarify what you want because you haven't been programmed this way. But we'll get back to that in another session. Okay? So, now that your vision is clear, now that you know exactly how to create that vision, the next step is your goal. Now we need to understand what is the purpose of a goal. Most people believe that the purpose of a goal is to get. Who believes that? I used to believe that. I used to believe that the purpose of a goal was to get. And I didn't like to write my goal down because I felt that if I'm not getting what I'm setting up down, I'm a failure. And I know a lot of you are thinking this way right now. I know a lot of you do not understand what is the purpose of a goal. The purpose of a goal is to grow. That's it. So the way you set up your goal, you have to set up your goal in a way that it will force you to grow. So you need to go after something that is so out of proportion that you have to do something you've never done before in order to create that growth in your life. Does that make sense? Now, if you understand what the purpose of a goal is, now all of a sudden the setting up goals change totally. Now I'm not scared of not reaching my goal, because I know that if I'm setting up my goal properly, every step I'm gonna take to get to my goal is gonna make that purpose, that idea behind a goal become a reality. So I'm going to continue moving forward and growing and advancing and bringing new tools into my toolbox so I can truly become the person I want to be. Does that make sense? So understanding the purpose of the goal will help you set up goals which makes more sense to you. So in the way we're teaching, there's 3 ways you setting up your goals. There's 3 categories of goal. And it's very simple. A, B, and C. The A-type goal is what you're currently doing. Very simple. So if you do something right now, for instance, you're earning $50,000, and your goal for next year is, well, I would like to earn $50,000. Well, you know already how to do that. That will not be a good goal. Because if we go back to what the purpose of a goal is, there's not going to be any growth into setting up that goal. Now, most people, this is the way they live. Because they never set goals to start with. There's only 13% of the population. 13. 1-3. That set up goals. Now, out of those 13, it is estimated that about only 5% of them have them in writing. So when you start thinking about the manifestor and living the rich life, you're going to realize that there's way far more space at the top than there is any at the bottom. Like, people are fighting to scratch only to live by. Isn't it insane? Where that when you go to the top, there's a lot of space to breathe there. There's a lot of space to succeed, because the people up there, well, they have a vision, they have a purpose, and they have goals. So everybody is aligned. And there's no competition, by the way, over there. So that is the first step, okay? A-type goal. Now, B-type goal, that is New Year resolution. Now, a lot of you is going to feel that I'm talking to you right now. And I do. Actually, I'm talking right to you. Because you've been setting up the New Year resolution, the same one, since 2013. And we're in 6 years after, and you still haven't done it. Which is, oh, I'm going to lose 15 pounds this year. Oh, I'm going to stop smoking. Oh, I'm going to start writing this book. Oh, no, this year, like, I'm really going to start my company. So this is your New Year resolution. This is this thing that you kind of think you can do it. You kind of think it's possible. Right? But what's happening is there's so much effort required in order to make that a reality. And the rewards are not that big. You're just like, well, you know, I really would like to have it, but yeah, if I don't get it, it's no big deal. I'm good where I am. And now you're justifying why where you are is good. That is what you think you could do. There's no stretch into this. There's no pushing, there's no growth. because it's gonna, yeah, it's kind of boring. Kind of, yeah, it's not a big deal. So, nah. That is the B-type goal. Now, the C-type goal, this is where we need to stretch. This is where we need to go to an entire different level. And that one is where that only 5% of the people are there. Only 5% will set up a goal which will force them to grow really. And as you're setting this, you won't know how to do it. As a matter of fact, you won't believe it. You won't even believe that it's possible. If that's the case, that is a right goal. That is a good goal. You should not believe the goal that you're setting up. It's like, whoa, wait, Mark. Then you just like now your head just exploded. Just like, what? I've been told something different all my life, that I should be realistic. Well, look at the realistic people. Look the type of life they want. Is that the people that you want to take advice from? I don't think so. You want to take advice from people that has proven that they know what they're talking about by their results. So a C-type goal is when that you have to stretch yourself so much that you're going to create growth and you're going to become the person that you wish to be. Are you going to get the goal? Maybe, maybe not. That is not the point. The goal is designed to grow. So as you're walking toward that C-type goal, and that you're taking step and you're advancing and you have that vision, purpose, and goal very aligned. So you know why you're getting up out of bed in the morning. You have that vision very clear. You have that picture of what you want very clear. Then you start taking steps. And you're making one phone call. And you're talking to someone. And you're advancing there and there. And all of a sudden, like, it's just like, wait a second. I mean, I'm doing things that I've never done before. I feel I'm a different person. And you got to realize that people's going to come to you and it's going to say like, what's happening to you? You look different, you sound different, and people won't be able to put the finger on it. And that is what growth is. And this is what the manifestor will help you to do. You've got to set up a C-type goal. Now, probably you won't believe in it. And that belief system is based on your logic. We're going to talk about this in the next month. But my question to you would be, what do you want to believe in? What do you want to believe in? Because your vision, your purpose, and your goal, or rather your purpose, your vision, and your goal, those three needs to be aligned. If they're not aligned, you're out of purpose. You're off purpose. You're off course. And you're not going to create the type of conditions required for you to reach your goal. But as you're starting to move toward that purpose, toward that vision, most likely you're not going to believe in it. And you shouldn't believe in it. If you believe in it, you probably don't stretch enough. So your belief system is based on past experience, and it's based on what you've learned. It's based on your parents, society, school teaching. And I'll give you a very amazing example that I love, and I will always be grateful to my mom for that one, because like I remember the first time she told me that, I was just like, this is just insane. So, you know those big, huge piece of ham, like this big, huge piece of ham, right? It's big like this. And it's about Christmas, and you know, in Canada, where I'm from, we eating ham for Christmas, and you know, ham and turkey and those stuff. So she's about like to cook the ham, and then before she start, I mean, she's cutting both sides of the ham. And she's like, you need to cut both sides of the ham before you cook it. And I'm like, why do we need to cut both sides of the ham before we cook it? You know, if you tell me something, you need to explain to me why. Like, this is something about me. I want to know why. And she's like, I don't know. That's what my mom told me. So I said, but let's go and talk to grandma and ask her. So we asked grandma, so grandma, like, why are we cutting the ham, both sides of the ham, before we cook the ham? And grandma says, I don't know, that's what my mom told me to do. So we went to see great grandma. I was like, great grandma, why do we have to cut both sides of the ham before we cook it? So I had this pot, like the ham didn't fit, so I cut both sides of the ham, throw it in the garbage, and then I was cooking it. I was like, really? Now, 4 generations later, what my mom was about to teach me was not the truth. But nobody explained that. And now, all of a sudden, a belief which made no sense at all was passed on from generation to generation. But nobody questioned that belief. So think about this. Think about how many things you're doing that you never questioned. How many things that are holding you back because you never questioned them. So you need to start reevaluating your belief system and see how can you take this belief system and see, is this serving me or not? And we have an exercise that you're going to see is going to be in your member platform that you're going to be able to start playing with. And you need to analyze all of your belief system, because we have belief system about everything. Belief system on money. Let's start with this because you are here on the Manifester. You want to live the rich life. So what is your belief system concerning money? What do you believe? Money is hard to get. Money is difficult. Money is bad. I mean, I heard this from my mom. I mean, like, I don't know how many times. Like, money doesn't grow on trees. She loved that one. I'm not the bank. She loved that one. So, what is your belief system concerning money? First of all, what is your belief system concerning relationship? Do you have a distorted relationship? I mean, I had clients which they had distorted father relationship. So guess what they had in their own life? Because that's all what they knew. But they never questioned if the belief on relationship was right or wrong. Interesting. What is your belief concerning the government? Do you believe the government tried to hold you back? That is cheating on you? I live in a society now which a lot of people are believing in those things. So what is your belief concerning this? What is your belief concerning politics? I know in the United States now it's a disaster. People are freaking out. Right? Going out and all, like the last 4 years, they've been on a rant about the actual president. For what? Like, your belief that you have on this, is that serving you, or is it holding you back? Have you ever thought about that? What is your belief about education? What is your belief about personal growth? What is your belief about businesses? What is your belief about, I'm going to take one in businesses. What is your belief about network marketing? Is that because someone in your family got screwed? Now all of a sudden you don't believe in any of that, and you never really stop and try to understand and say like, is this what I want to believe? Or is it what I got from someone and now all of a sudden it becomes my belief? So when you start thinking about all this, now you just realize, oh my God. And most of you have been living like robots, which we download information into your mind. We download belief system. We download software, programs, which you never questioned because your mind is wide open and you don't understand how your mind works. So now you have all this nonsense in your mind, and you have no idea why you're not getting the results that you are getting, and why you cannot get the results that you really would like to have. And my God, life becomes so smooth when you understand how this works and how you can create on command just like that. By understanding the nature of your being, the nature of your mind, and how to create whatever you want. Does that make sense? Now I see the chat have been going absolutely ballistic. And I can promise you that some of you, when the subject was a little out of logic, out of what you believe, it was more interesting to be on the chat than to listen what I had to say. And I don't blame you. That is the programming. And we're going to talk about that on the next month. But right now, what I really want to talk about, and what is really important, because you need to understand the impact that your belief system has over your life. Your belief system controls your life. Because your belief system is based, it is exactly what is the programming that you receive. And that is part of your habitual behavior. And you do this without any conscious awareness of what you're doing. So if you don't understand how to utilize your mind and how that your mind is programmed, how are you going to make a change? So that is exactly what we're going to do in the manifesto. And I love, one thing that I do is when I do those type of live is I always observe the count. And I'm always observing when I say something which is outrageous, which is not aligned with your logical mind and your belief system. And I look, and every single time there's people dropping, there's people leaving, there's people getting out. And then they come back because maybe like there was something else that they saw, like another post coming up, and they're just, I'm going to go and check that for a second. What do you think is happening? Do you have control over your actions? Because if you don't, you're not going to control the manifestation that you want to create in your life. Does that make sense? And guys, you have no idea how insidious the programming is. The programming is hitting you from left, right, center. You don't even see it coming. But from the moment that you start understanding how this works, your life becomes an absolute blessing. So I would like to see if there's some questions. There's 137 comments right now so far. It's been absolutely ballistic. So I'm not going to have time to jump on this and to follow everybody. But what I want to say is that, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for participating, getting involved, and writing stuff. There's no judgment. When I say something, there's no judgment. It's always to bring your awareness to the surface so you understand what is happening. Because the only way you're going to be able to go where you want to go, you need to understand where you are. Okay? So it's very, very important that you understand all this. Okay? Is there any question, anything that you would like me to address? And if you want to jump in as well on the call, I can invite you in, and you can ask your question live, so we have a little bit of interaction. We've got 15 minutes left, and we can bump a little bit. We can go a little further if it's necessary. But I want to hear from you. I want to get your question. Let's bring it on. Like, what do you see into what we share so far in purpose, vision, and goal? Which part is the most important? And remember that we're gonna send you your login into your membership platform so you can truly start playing. And I want you to work with those forms that we're gonna share with you, because if you're not doing the work, you're not gonna see a different result. Make sense? Can a C-type goal contain different goals? That would be more part of your vision and your purpose. I believe that your C-type goal should be one goal. Start with one thing, which is going to create that focus. But again, you know, your purpose is like, okay, this is why I'm here on this planet. Your vision is like you're putting it like very clear, like tunnel vision, right? This is what I want. This is the picture of what I see. And your goal is kind of base camp. What's going to bring you closer to that vision, to live that vision. Does that make sense? What type of goal is going to get me growing? Well, this is something that you've got to find out. The C-type goal is going to make you growing, as what Paul just wrote down there. That is what, like, the purpose of a goal is to grow. So you need to set up a C-type goal. Now, I cannot set up that C-type goal for you. That is something you need to see. What is it that you want? But the C-type goal is the one that's going to make you grow. So it's going after something that you've never done before, that you've never experienced, so you're going to have to start doing things that you've never done before. Make sense? Uma says, I will think more on it. Absolutely, you've got to think. How to improve visioneering? Well, it's something you got to work on again and again and again. Like, visioneering is, I think you become really good at visioneering by practicing visioneering. That is truly how that you're going to become very, very good at it. So don't go too crazy in the beginning. Now, just take a little session. I truly believe that if you're doing it, let's say 5 minutes every hour, it's better than if you are trying to do like 1 hour at once. Does that make sense? So my recommendation is make sure that you're doing this regularly and often. And if you do so, you're going to get better at visioneering. I thought I knew my purpose and vision. Now, because of the lack of action, I now believe my purpose is lacking clarity. How do I achieve clarity? Well, as I mentioned, if I say to you Mona Lisa, you have a clear picture of what I'm talking about. Now you see a painting, you see La Joconde, which basically that's what Mona Lisa is. You see her black hair. You probably see like her opening. So you see all of those things, right? Because that is a famous painting. You need to have a vision which is so clear that you can see again the density, the color, the shape, the form, the smell, the feeling that you have in that picture. And that is a vision which makes sense. Now your purpose Your purpose is something bigger. Like it's very difficult to clarify. A purpose is something you discover, I believe. Like that is my personal belief. Like there's no good, right or wrong answer into this, but your purpose is something that you discover. You're gonna discover your purpose, and when you are clear on your purpose, you know. There's zero doubt on your purpose. Like I know what my purpose is, and I'm going after that, and I'm continuing working on my purpose. Okay. Anything else? Any more questions, things that you would like to clarify? Is there anybody as well that would like to jump on the call and share this platform? Now, what I want you to do as well, I want you to really share on the manifestor, on the manifestation club here, you know, really share with the other members, like share your thoughts, share what you're learning, and make other people, you know, being aware. Together as a group, we know it all, but you've got to make sure that you are sharing, because if you're not sharing, well, nobody's going to be able to help you. Okay. If you know your purpose and your vision is crystal clear, do you believe the universe will bring the right situation and people to you in order to achieve your end goal? Absolutely. That's exactly what I was talking about here, right? Let me repeat that, because that is exactly what this is here. You must use your faith and purpose to positively impress your vision upon the formless substance, which has the same desire for more life that you have. And this vision received from you sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of action, but directed toward you. It is not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. All you have to do with that is to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. Voila. Wherever I'm writing my goal out in the morning and at night, do I write the same type C goal every time? As of late, I write various goals that I pertain to the path I'm walking. You write only one goal until that goal becomes your reality. One at a time until this becomes a reality. Because it's through that repetition, that you're going to bring that goal into your experience. Okay? To seek my purpose, I ask for guidance every day. Why am I living in this world? What would I love to do before I die? We all live only once. And every being has a purpose of living. Absolutely. That is beautiful. Like, ask for guidance. We are all guided. But you need to be open for it. Bit by bit. Yes, faith is a mental muscle you can build. Gratitude put you in a good state. Maybe I did miss like something earlier. No, I think I read everything. Okay. Mostly everyone's first goal is financial. Is it wise to have that as a first purpose? Maybe that's why I don't have clarity. No, it doesn't have to be. Like, it's really a question of what do you want? I'm never. Nobody can tell you what your purpose and your vision is. Look, your purpose is something that you discover. Okay, and you will discover that by asking the right questions. So that's the very first thing. So if it's money, it's money, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, that is truly your own decision and your own choice, what you want to use as a purpose and a vision. Thanks for clarifying that. So as far as writing my goal daily, Would it be my C-type goal or something else? Or is it achiever, or it is whichever I want to write? Whatever you want to write, whatever help you to connect to that vision. That is what truly you have to write down and work on every single day. I don't know if it's necessary. Oops, I just lost this one. Let me see. I don't know if it's necessary bad to have your first goal as financial one. I see my first financial goal as a stepping stone to that will allow me to explore the other goal faster. I should really be tailored to what I want, needs. Not needs, never needs. Need doesn't make you advance. Needs is like you need to eat, you need to put clothes on you, and you need a shelter. That's what you need. That is need. The rest is what you want. And want has a very funky power over you. Okay, so it's very important to focus on your wants. Because the want's gonna force you to do things that the need, when you have what it's needed, you don't need anything else. Make sense? And that's what I'm seeing like in the text where there's some student of this material which are answering as well. Now, what I want to share with you is we're going to do this every month, right? Needs makes people settle, wants drive you. Exactly, April. Very good. So we're going to do this every month, once a month, and we're going to provide you some exercise that you can work on. But if you truly want to accelerate this process and make a paradigm shift, and in the next 6 months, truly start living this life that you really want to live, I invite you to get in touch with the person that invited you into this, into the Manifestor Club, and see what is the other programs that we have and how that you can really accelerate your process and go way faster than taking a year to get to where you want to go. Because you can get to where you want to go in matters of weeks, if that's truly what you want. Okay? I believe everyone has a different purpose. We have a story to tell and share, usually to positively impact other people. As I study more and more, I got to know myself better. My purpose becomes clear. Don't worry if at first you're unsure if you're on the right path. Keep studying and be with us. Well said, my friend. Yes, it is. Financially, I would love to help my family, but I have not taken the right action to do so because you don't have the right mindset. That is the reason why you're not taking the right action. It all starts with the mind. Okay? I look back now and I can't believe how fast I've grown. Well, it can be faster, my friend. It can be faster. It can always be faster. And that is one of the beautiful things about growth, is you can do better. And all of the people that I know, which have been advancing and moving forward into this type of material, have been growing tremendously and have been creating amazing results. And I'm going to share, as we are moving during the year, some of the results that I got personally, but as well some of my colleagues got and some of my team members got. So it is a beautiful thing. And I want to thank you for participating in the first session. Like, make sure that you study, make sure that you're downloading the information and the worksheet that we put in, and make sure that you are getting involved with the material, that you're watching this video, a second time, a third time, that you really try to grasp what we are talking about, and you will see your result. It's going to be phenomenal. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month. Okay? Bye-bye.